Good morning, everybody, and welcome to a review of Musume Cinderella Grey Episode 2. Now, here's the thing. This is a bright sunny morning to talk about this show because, this show airs in the morning, this show airs like 3:30 in the morning. I didn't get to sleep. So I woke up at 8 o'clock in New York time thinking about what to say after watching this episode. I gotta say, bro, what the hell? Why would you do this to me? Why? At moments like this, when there's a huge race in any sports anime or whatever big impact happens in anime, you don't do the one thing you don't do. Cliffhangers. You don't end things in a cliffhanger. That's the problem, isn't it? I love cliffhangers. Don't get me wrong. And it all depends on the impact. It all depends on the brightness. It all depends on how it's like situations where it's just like, oh my God, it's gonna end in a cliffhanger in a way that I would know. But to end it like this, and a cliffhanger nonetheless, to just like, why would you do this? Now, last week, Oguri Cap just did the impossible. She beat those two other horse girls like nothing. Like nothing. And I laughed last week when I said this. She gave them a Mario Kart head start. Or, you know how you play, you race somebody, it's like, okay, I'll give you a 15-second head start. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and just dash everybody. Oguri Cap plays no jokes. And Oguri Cap's personality is the same as what we saw from Musume series. I have seen Musume a lot of times. This is one of many sports animes I'll rewatch over and over again. And for her to do that, like this, I can't. Now, Musume, you gotta have rivals. Special Week had a rival, Silent Suzuka. Tokai Teo had a rival, which is McQueen. Kita-san Black rival was Diamond. So this rivalry is two polar opposites. One, the clueless horse girl who just won a race. And the other one is driven for greatness. You got the clueless versus the greatness. And this rivalry has started it all. So without further ado, let's get right to it, the review of this Cinderella Grey, episode 2. Okay, now, the rivalry between March, that's the name, March, and Cap is going on. The rivalry started, I'm getting so hyped. The rivalry started with the first episode when Oguri Cap just beat the hell out of those other two horse girls, even though, one tried to cheat. But still, she beat the crap out of them. And March sees something in Cap. Because let's be honest, guys, let's be real. If March had not untied her shoes, she would have beaten March's record, hands down. Sorry for the glareness, but it's so bright, so I didn't want to get this out the way. But still, and I gotta go work. But still, that was the moment. Now we go to Cap. Now, Oguri Cap has been scouted by Joe. Now, in order to be part of a team and in order to compete in other races, you have to be part of a team. You have to scout. Once you get scouted, this was the team. Now, the first race of Oguri Cap's debut, this was just more like a scouting to see who wants Oguri Cap. No one didn't want Oguri Cap, but she did her thing. And then Joe saw something in her, even in the first episode. He saw something in Cap. Now, Belno Light, I'm gonna call her Light for short. It kind of rings a bell like Yakami from Death Note, which, by the way, he's my #1 smartest anime character of all time. But still, I'm gonna call it Light. Simple, easy name. It's an easy name. Go. It's easy. Okay, so now Light has something in her. Light is training with Cap. Now, Light may not have the stamina and the experience like Cap, but she support Cap no matter what. So these two joined Joe's team, and Joe explaining Cap that you're going to be in a victory race. You're going to be in a race. Now, This race is a sandy field, guys. It's a sandy field, kind of like sand field. So you're gonna lose your balance. You're gonna lose the force, the minimum. And I like Joe's coaching skills. His coaching skills are so great that he tells you exactly what the course is, how many meters it's gonna be, and the velocity of the magnitude of how the racetrack is going to be and the course. It's like when you play a game and it tells you the stage, how it's going to be. It's going to be a lot of twists and turns. It's going to be some hills. There's going to be some grass lanes. You just got to be careful. Now, March is in the race too, and and we're gonna look forward. I'm gonna get to that. Now, Oguri Cap have some funny moments. Cap is just so clueless. I mean, waking up, just and eating rice and eating like she always does. That accessory that her mom gave her, it explains so freaking much. Because if you go back to Ubamisune, if you go back to season 1 of Ubamisune, and you watch that episode where Oguri Cap was eating and all that stuff, you see that little accessory on her head. She got that from her mother. And I always want to know how she got, where's that accessory? And I'm like, oh my God, that makes sense. Because I seen her with the accessory. I didn't know that her mother gave it to her. And speaking of her mother, her mother has, wait, speaking of Oguri Cap has bad knees. And I like the mother. Oguri Cap's mother is so motherly, like very proud mother, to have her just helping her with the bad knees, because at the time young Cap had bad knees, and she wants to overcome that. She wants to overcome her bad knees, so that's why she's running, she's doing sit-ups, laps, everything. But it's all about the ankles, because for this next race is the ankles. I mean, what I mean by ankles, I meant like the racetrack. Of course, we start to see Oguri Cap's moments or whatnot. Just clueless character. I like Oguri Cap's character. She's so clueless. She don't know what's this whole thing, situation wise and all that stuff. All she wants to do is race. And then when March looked at Cap, March is like, I will beat you at the Tokai Derby. And March is like, what's Tokai Derby? I love that meme so much with that clueless character. Like, what's a Tokai race? Don't even care. All she wants to do is run. Now, the race. I was a little worried about Cap at one point, because as she was running in the back of the line, she bumped into one of the horse girls. And I'm like, oh my God. But then we learned that the velocity as you turn, it could bump somebody. So the force of hitting one character could just like push it aside. You lose your advantage. Now, I got to give March a little bit of credit in this race. See, but March, she's intelligent. She can sense when a character is out of breath. She's keen-eyed on like the footwork of the runner, and knows who's like tired. Because in that moment where when March saw one of the horse girls in front, she's like, okay, got it, boom, she's dashing. I'm like, yeah. And then here comes Cap from last. And using her sand to push her ankles forward. Ankle back, and then use her foot forward. That was a thing. And I love it. I love the coach on this one. The coach did a fantastic job training Cap. I cannot stress this enough. He knows exactly how the sand is, the courses, and how the velocity and how that was going to be great. That is great coaching. And then my heart was pounding because I was cheering for Cap I was cheering for Cap. I was a little worried, like, come on, Cap. And then Cap just, see, this is why I love Umisune. Listen, guys, I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I never read Umisune. I never read it. I will read one day. This is a manga adaptation, so I'm not even gonna read it. I'm just gonna be like this. But again, Umisune is one of those shows that I just don't know who is going to win. I really don't know. Because there's so many possibilities. Like, I remember one of the Umisune episodes, a side character beat Kitty-san Black. I remember Umisune, Rice Shower, my girl Rice Shower beat the crap out of McQueen, and I was rooting for Rice Shower. I remember one of the scenes I remember reviewing, I said, a side character beat special week and all that shit. And then stuff like that. See, stuff like this, I don't know. So again, when Oguri Cap was going head to head, when Oguri Cap got to March, yo, I loved it. This was the battle between red versus blue. This was a battle between a serious racer versus a clueless racer. This is one rivalry between one horse girl who is so serious at making it to the top and winning the Tokai Derby. And then you got one horse girl who just wants to race. The clueless versus the smart one, who's like the better odds at this one. And then when you get to that, and then I thought we were gonna get to the winner, but it just ended with a cliffhanger. I'm like, what the fuck? What the fuck? A cliffhanger? Are you kidding me? A cliffhanger. Why would you end it in a cliffhanger? Why would you do that, bro? I wanted to see who win. And you're gonna end it with a cliffhanger? It's embarrassing. I'm not saying it's embarrassing, but damn, you got my blood boiling, you got my heart racing, and then you're gonna end it with a cliffhanger like that? Why would you do that? Yo, I got tight. I got tight, ended with a cliffhanger. I'm dead ass. Moments are everything. I get that. Moments are everything. But if you're gonna end it with a cliffhanger like that, you make my heart drop, yo. Bro, I got tight. Now, the way how this race is gonna end, I'm gonna be honest with you. Me personally, I think March is gonna win. Because it's not that I don't believe in Oguri Cap. Don't get me wrong. I love Cap. In this adaptation, Oguri Cap is number one. But the way I see how this plans out, March has some kind of... I don't think they're gonna let Cap win this race on this. Because if there's one thing I've learned from rivalries and all that, they can't beat their rivalry in the first go round. Not really. You don't really get that opportunity for the first character to beat the rivalry. It's not like that at times. But I do see that. By that logic, it's like, I'm trying to think of a race that's kind of similar to that in Musume, but I don't think it's gonna work like that. I mean, let's be real. Matter of fact, here's an example. Special Week won her first debut race, and then she came third. You see what I'm saying? Stuff like that. So when I look at this burning cliffhanger between March and Cap, I got a gut feeling March is gonna win because, again, I love Cap. I got nothing against Cap. It's just that her first debut race, she outrun every horse girl. But when I look at this, I'm like, they're not gonna let her win. They're not gonna let her win. They might let her win. They might win on some bullshit. But we're gonna see where this goes. But overall, though, this episode was good. I mean, we got to see how Oguri Cap got the accessory now, because again, I seen her with the accessory in this one. We got to see the more training montage of Oguri Cap training, and Light being the supporter to Oguri Cap, and some little memes and chibi moments of Oguri Cap, especially with her accessory, especially her getting shy and all that stuff. All we gotta do is see her race. And March see her as a rival, which is hella funny because Cap does not care about rivals. She doesn't care about rivals. All she wants to do is eat, sleep, train, repeat. And that's the Oguri Cap way. But let's see where this goes in episode 3 with that cliffhanger. Nonetheless, we'll see. So I look forward for next week's episode of it, and I'm sure you will. But again, that cliffhanger, bro. Why would you do that?